people recommend chocolate and flowers, and it definitely works better than a slap. So I really advocate against the treat and mean thing, because people thought they were giving you a dating tip because they don't understand where that behavior comes from, and that it has nothing to do with attraction and everything to do with childhood abuse. How to avoid falling in the friend zone. You don't. So there was never a woman ever who said, I did like this guy, but then he was nice to me, so I can't fuck him. At the dinner table with her best friend, she's like, no! Why didn't he just punch you in the face and fist your grandma in front of you? God, men these days. Why didn't he just bonk you in the head and drag you to his house? Doesn't he know? Now you have to friend zone him. Why do people bring cakes anyway? What the fuck? Oh, don't tell me he took you to the cinema. And she's like, yes. Did he buy you things? Yes. No. No, I can't sleep with him. That's another one off the list. Oh. Like, people who think that you can put yourself in the friend zone are assholes. You don't fall in the friend zone. It isn't real. And you know this when it's you. The weirdest thing is that people who genuinely think they fall in the friend zone know this doesn't exist when it's them. So let's say you're a straight man in chat right now, and this gay guy comes onto you, this big burly bear of a gay guy, and you're not into guys, and he's very muscular and intimidating. He's definitely stronger than you, okay? His chest looks like a fluffy rug, like a bear rug, and you know, he's got thighs of steel, and he towers above you, all 7 feet of him, and he's like, I love you. And you're like, that's nice, but I see you as just a friend. So he turns up the next day at your work, out of the blue, and gives you flowers and goes, what about now? And you're like, no, I'm still not gay. And he comes over the next day and he's like, I bought you chocolates. And you're like, no, I still don't want you. You can't really negotiate for my attraction. You can't just like buy my lust with chocolate. That's not how attraction works. You're just not my type. That's not going to change. I'm sorry. And they're like, why did you put me in the friend zone? I was nice to you. I took you to play golf. We hung out all the time. I listened to your problems. I bought you stuff. Why don't you like me? It's because I'm too nice, isn't it? I should have been mean to you. Then you'd have been keen. I bet you're going to get with some hot girl and you're going to complain about her every day when you could have slept with me. And you know what? I'm going to laugh at you, okay? Because I'm a nice guy. And you'd see how fucking insane that is. But people do it to women all the time. You feel victimized because someone made friends with you. That's so pathetic. If you genuinely valued them, the fact that they liked you at all would be cool. But no, because you were so determined to get laid, not only did you drive her away and make her unattracted to her with your desperation and your bullshit and your belief that you can buy sex from people, just anyone who isn't even a sex worker. Like, those attitudes are pretty repulsive anyway. I'm not surprised they didn't want to date you. But the fact that you feel genuinely victimized by this, that you think it's a zone, is so creepy. Because the final thing I'll say about the friend zone before I move on, I say this so often and it's scary that people believe it now because it's such a creepy view, is that there's no consent. That you're just put in this cute little zone that you can get out of. But the truth is, they've said no. And you're like, I know she's said no, but how do I make her sleep with me? How do I make her like me? How do I make her live with me? I don't have to listen to her words. She may make noises as if she has a choice. But random streamer tell me how to make this person like me. And that's why you're single, mate. And that's why you deserve to be... You don't even deserve the friend zone. Because you should be a better fucking friend. You're lucky she's still friends with you. Jesus. All I wanted is how to signal that I was interested in not being creepy or doing nothing and being in the friend zone. And now I'm thinking about a hairy dude who wants to sleep with me. You're welcome. So if you don't know how to show an interest without seeming creepy, maybe you shouldn't be dating yet. Because the difference between creepy and not is whether or not you care about how you're making someone feel and whether or not you're trying to gauge interest from the other party before you start hitting on them. So for me, if someone is a bit flirty, if they're like suggestive and browse and winks, to spend a bit of time around me, they gauge how comfortable I am with their proximity to me, so they'll sit really close to me and stuff. And if I'm like not opposed to them sitting really close to me or like our knees touching and things like that while we're talking, they're like, oh, okay, so she's comfortable with me being real close and she seems really keen to spend more time with me, even on my own. And you know, seems to be really enjoying my company. I'll take it a little inch further. So this time, maybe I'll like put my hand on her leg just once while we're talking and maintain eye contact. Maybe I'll invite her out for like a date, that sort of thing, and see how she is about that. And in that circumstance, if he puts his hand on my leg and I go and move away, he's like, oh, okay, she didn't like that. Maybe I won't ask her on the date yet. That's a sign that she likes being friends with me and enjoys my company, but she doesn't want it to be more than that. Like, she's pulling away. And so looking for those signs and being careful and respectful before full on going, so do you want to go on a date and stuff, helps me to decide whether or not I want to ask if we're going on a date, whether or not I can see this chemistry, whether or not we're actually getting on, whether or not she actually likes me, right? And then from there, if I ask her on a date, I've made my intentions clear. And if she goes, oh, I'm not really interested in you that way, I'm fine with it. I don't go, what did I do wrong? Because you might not have done anything wrong. She might just not be into you, and that's okay. And once she says no, if you keep trying, you're a creep. It becomes harassment. Once she said no. But also, if you're coming onto someone who's shown no interest in you, and you're not paying attention to signs that she's like backing away, not comfortable, not enjoying this, has a straight face, keeps looking to other people instead of at you whenever you're saying flirty things, she's leaving the room at the party whenever you come into it, if she's trying to escape and you're ignoring that, you're being a creep. Because you're focusing on getting your dick wet instead of how you're making her feel. So you've lost all respect for her, and she's a goal and a whole, not a person. And in that situation, that's creepy, uncomfortable, it makes everyone there uncomfortable, including her. You're not going to get laid, and you're probably not going to get many friends that way either. So the difference is, like, if you're respectful and you're paying attention to how she's feeling, and you're not telling yourself that she's more interested than she is, that's another problem. A lot of people, when they're in love or attracted to someone, misinterpret things as signs that they're interested, even though they're not. So sometimes we tell guys that if she makes eye contact or smiles that she's into you, when she's not. She's just talking to you like any other friend. If I have to not make eye contact or you'll hit on me, that makes you a creep. That makes you a bit desperate. You're like, oh, she looked me in the eye, she wants me. No. She laughed at my joke. No, that's not a sign. So be careful and just be respectful. The difference between a creep and someone who's genuinely going to get laid or genuinely going to make a really good connection is, to an extent, respect. But if you're using terms like friendzone, you don't deserve a partner yet. That's fucked up. That's creepy as fuck. I hope that helps. And best of luck to you, dude. You didn't tick for so long. No.